when Donald Trump is threatening Jerome Powell, he's threatening the person that makes sure that you can afford your groceries, afford your rent.
This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Hello, and welcome to the Think Tank, where we use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, and just a pinch of common sense to draw unbiased and logical conclusions. Today, we're here to talk about how the investigation to the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, affects ordinary people like me and you. Because we hear, oh, they're investigating the Fed chair. We hear there's supposed to be an independent, blah, 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 blah. We don't understand what that means. How does that affect my bottom line? What does it mean when I go to the grocery store? Jerome Powell, he seems like a cool old dude, and feds, and that's a lot of financial policy and monetary policy, and it sounds like a lot of difficult things to understand. We're going to make this real simple right quick. You ready? So watch this. The Fed prints all of the money made in this country. The United States has something called the US dollar, greenbacks. Every single dollar printed is printed by the Fed. They make the decisions on whether to print money or not. Hey everybody, this is your boy Leo. You know me, I've been doing commercials for 15 years, television commercials, radio ads, billboards. Now I'm trying to step it into the big leagues. I want to be an independent filmmaker. I've got the degrees, I've got the experience, and I need your help to make my first independent film, Garot. So Garot is Boys in the Hood meets Clue. So these dudes from Brooklyn is trying to buy their drugs to supply the hood. So they go to the mafia stronghold and they purchase their drugs, but one of them turns up dead. And now there's a race to find out who did it. The Godfather's going to send in his hit squad, Squadra Assassina, to take them out. They don't figure out who did it because somebody died on his turf and he's not happy and he can't have stuff like that happening in his business. So please, if you want to show support, my Kickstarter campaign is down in the description box. So if you have dollars, even if you're in a bank account of zeros and ones, it's a bank account, and you move the money around, you ain't never got to see the money, you don't get physical USD, you get, money in your bank and you pay your bills with Zelle and PayPal and, no, wrong one. Oh man, I was going to give it to you. Cash App, see what I'm saying? And even if that's how you do it, if the money's in the system to be traded that you can pay a bill with, it's because the Fed put the money there. They make the decisions on how much money's out there. So that's how it affects us. They decide how much money's out there. They do it based on two things. From my understanding, now I'm not an economist, but from listening to Jerome Powell speak about it for years, basically it's trying to balance the economy out. They want to keep inflation at a certain level, and they want to keep unemployment at a certain level. They don't want unemployment to go too high because nobody wants a country with no jobs. They don't want inflation to go too high because inflation means prices are going up. So they don't want prices going up, and they don't want people out of work, from my meager understanding. So they'll put more money in the system or take money out of the system to be able to stop high inflation and high unemployment. So they're independent of the government because they don't want government policy. They don't want Trump to be like, you know what? I just want more money in the system because it'll make it look like we have more money, because that causes inflation. There's a lot of money, prices go up. So we don't want there to be too much money in the system. We want enough that we can pay our bills. But we don't want too much because, check it, right? Watch this. If you're a store owner, if you own a store, let's suppose you sell apples. That's all you sell. You don't sell fruits. You sell apples. And apples are 79 cents. And everybody in your neighborhood is going to buy apples. You're going to have you're going to be able to afford your house. You're going to, you're going to live decent because you sell apples and everybody can afford them. And everybody makes, let's say, $4,000 a month, throwing them out there. And they're going to buy a couple of apples, throw in a kid's lunchbox and have sitting on the center aisle, whatever, right? Apples. Suddenly there's an insurgence of dollars and everybody has $4 million. Can you sell your apples for more? Everybody can sell everything for more. So prices are going to go up because the shop owner's going to be like, everybody got the money. It happened during COVID. Prices skyrocketed because everybody knew, the store owners knew, that everybody got them checks. That's what caused the inflation. The prices went up. It didn't happen right away, but that's what caused the inflation. Prices went up because it's like, yo, everybody got extra money, so we want extra money. You got extra money. Now everything costs more because everybody's raising prices. In order for my shop to survive, I got to raise the price on you too. Now my rent's higher, my heat's higher, my everything's higher. So now I got to raise my price. So everybody's price goes up when there's too much money in the system. So the Fed has to balance that out. Like, yo, we can't put too much money in the system. We got to have enough money in the system for people to be able to afford their bills. Jerome Powell is the person in charge of all that. While he's trying to control inflation, he needs to also keep enough money in for employers to hire employees. He's got to be able to control the unemployment rate. So these are the two things that the Fed balances when they determine how much money they print on an annual basis. I think it's annual. Now, this I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone and knowledge about, but basically, how much money they print is it's got to be actually, no, it's wrong. It's done quarterly. Duh, I know this. It's because it's done based on job reports and inflation reports, which they, give the reports. Well, when the government, before Donald Trump said, let's not give reports because the numbers are so bad and we don't want people to know how badly we're doing. So prior to that, quarterly, right? So when Donald Trump is threatening Jerome Powell, he's threatening the person that makes sure that you can afford your groceries, afford your rent. Rent's out of control right now. And the person that's trying to bring it under control is Jerome Powell. He's watching inflation. He's watching unemployment. He's watching the things that he can control. And Trump is trying to take that control, rip that control from the independent people that handle it, the Fed, Federal Reserve, and take control of it. Who do you think he's going to make rich if he gets control of that? His attack on Jerome Powell is an attack on you. It's an attack on me. It's an attack on us, the American people, because he's going to make his oligarchy friends richer, and we're going to suffer and have to pay the price. This is LC signing out.